Hey, welcome in everyone to the Hoops Frenzy podcast. I'm Dean Holzwarth, along with my good friend Andy McDonald. Happy New Year, 2026. We made it. We've been away for a couple weeks. Andy's been busy at Cornerstone University. He actually has a Verbo right outside Cornerstone because he was there so much over the last couple of weeks covering high school boys basketball games. Did you do some girls games too?
I did.
Boys games?
I did.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna talk about Cornerstone a little bit. Actually, to kind of kick off our show. I won't mention that Tri-Unity played at the Cornerstone event and went 1-1. What I will mention, the fact is there was a lot of really, really good games there, a lot of really good talent, and as Andy will tell you, a lot of really close games that obviously, help teams kind of get ready now for the league. A lot of good non-conference games.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go through the 20 games I covered individually, but no, that the whole point of it is that guys or girls, didn't matter what side I was covering. Most of those games were close to the finish, and to me that's super impressive. And Cornerstone deserves a lot of credit for putting some of those matchups together. I honestly thought it was cool to see you guys match up with the Reese Puffer because I didn't think that would be like that's not like a normal matchup. I feel like you would get, but at that tournament they find a way to make it happen, and and that was a really good game, pretty much for the whole way. It was till towards the end. So yeah, I mean. It didn't really matter who I covered. There's a lot of good talent out there, and some of them were local matchups, like from around the area, but other ones were teams from other parts of the state that came to play too. And on paper, I was kind of like, I don't really know how these teams are going to match up, but for the most part, every game I covered, it was good, and they do a really good job of moving the tournament along there. I know we kind of had a conversation with the coaches, might not like that as much, just because you don't have as much time to warm
prepare.
up or talk about things.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as it goes for getting all the games in the right time and not having them start way later than they're supposed to. They do a really good job of having only 10 minutes between games and moving the whole thing along. So I just think the people at Cornerstone deserve a lot of credit for doing a good job with that and for getting the matchups to be the way that they were.
Yeah, Andy, what was your most favorite part of Cornerstone outside of the basketball?
Outside basketball, probably the hospitality room. I think they also they do a great job of taking care of us too. So
100%.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
What was the one? The Qdoba?
Yeah.
That spread was amazing.
That was Adobe, but
it was Adobe. It was so good.
That was good.
And then
stuff.
they had Chick-fil-A.
Yes,
one time. So yeah, the coaches and the referees and all that, and the media, they really do a really good job of feeding us.
That's my only thing about the whole tournament is that I wish that, and I blame this on Cornerstone. It's probably more on the schools themselves to promote it a little bit better. I understand that it is Christmas break and people are home with their families and stuff, but a lot of these games are happening on the days that aren't. Obviously, they don't play on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, so you would think that there could be better crowds to show up, maybe for the student sections, just because it's a lot of these games I covered. If it was the nightcap, there was a good amount of people there. If it was past 5 o'clock, which understandable, people have jobs, but when it comes to the students, I wish that they did a little bit better of a job promoting some of these games, get people there, because if they had a better environment, the way that gym set up, I mean, it would be awesome to see all those games back to back to back like that and played. So hopefully in the future years, the more this tournament gets a better name, hopefully they are able to get more people to go to it.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, before one of our games, I think it was our game against Fruitport, I watched a really good East Grand Rapids Zeeland West game. I think East Grand Rapids was down by 9 with a minute left. One of the kids knocked down 3 3-pointers, and they go to overtime. So, like you said, it's a chance to kind of play in a college venue, kind of a different atmosphere. But also, I think it's good where you don't have time to prepare. You only have maybe a couple days to prepare for that next team who you're going to play. You don't know who you're going to play.
No, for sure. It's definitely a different element.
So it's good for as for us looking at playoffs or something like that, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And you can, if you're a coach, I'd imagine you can stay for a while and watch some more basketball too, which 100%. Is also, good for that kind of stuff. So everybody gets the advantage as a part of that tournament to see some of the teams they might be playing against later in the year. So.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, hey, let's go through some of the top teams so far. Obviously, January and February are going to be super packed with conference play starting this week. Conference championships obviously be up for grabs in all of the different conferences.
Yeah.
I think one of the we have a couple undefeated teams right now. We actually have 4 undefeated teams right now for boys. Rockford.
Yeah,
is just doing
they're phenomenal, man.
Rockford things, and they're still kind of young.
I'm actually going out to watch them play tonight, and I'm excited.
Who they play tonight?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I don't even know, but I do have to look at that still.
Well, that should be a good. I think the Red right now. If you look at the Red, let's look at the Red real quick. You have 3 undefeated teams: Rockford, Hudsonville, and Granville. Right now, so that's shaping up to be a really competitive conference, especially between those 3 teams. And I know Grand Haven's super solid. Sorry, Grand Haven's 8-1.
Yeah.
So look at those 4 teams combined record. I'm not doing the math right now, but pretty good start for them.
No, it is for sure. When you get teams that are undefeated, especially the ones that played a lot through this Christmas break, you're already starting to get a pretty good idea of how good they can be, and those are some of the teams that you're mentioning right there. But Rockford has impressed me more than most. I mean, the way they're able to pass the ball, I've been able to see them play a couple times. They just find the open shooter, and they have a couple guys that can get to the lane because they spread the floor so well. So it's been very impressive to see. But yeah, it's like, I mean, Northview's another one of those teams too that I feel like they're at 7-1 right now. They're kind of I feel like have been at the top for the past few years, and they have a lot of talent too. So I'm excited to see what they can do going forward. But yeah, no, it's definitely. Right now, out of all the teams that are undefeated, I am taking Rockford at the top. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I think Granville's been a little bit of a surprise this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Carter Wade is obviously the really good player, junior. Anthony Richardson is a senior guard who's been playing well. But Granville's going to get a little bit of a boost the second half here. They're actually, for the second semester here, Isaiah Guyton. So if you guys remember, he played at Godwin first 2-3 years, and then his coach, Bernard Varnsdale, went to West Catholic. And then something happened where he went to West Catholic, he enrolled at West Catholic, but the MSSA said he couldn't play for West Catholic because you can't follow your coach. So
that's interesting.
I didn't really know all those rules, but that's kind of what I heard from a source.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does make sense, right? Because you can't transfer because your coach is going to a school.
I mean, that's just
right. Yeah. So they didn't let him play, and so he transferred over to Granville. So Granville's adding an elite player who's already getting college looks in Isaiah Guyton.
Yeah, no doubt. That's only going to make your roster a lot better. That's for sure. And I have seen Granville play this year, and they were very impressive. So. Yeah, that's definitely not going to be something that's going to make them worse. That's for sure. And I'm sure Granville's happy to be the team on that end of it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And I've talked to Granville's coach. I'm friends with their coach, Des. It is really odd to have like a mid-season
for sure
transfer come in to be able to play for
That's
you.
That's the world we're living in
team.
sports these days, right? I mean, I remember when I was in high school, it was if you transferred, like you had to wait a full semester before you could even play. So obviously they've been more open to that idea of people being able to move schools and like kind of do it by their choice.
And you have to live in the district, and I heard that the mom does live in the Granville district, right? So there's different avenues for him to be able to go to that were legitimate.
They didn't move homes just so that he could play Granville high school basketball.
No, they did not pick up and go to a trailer park or like wherever the case may be.
Just to get the job
move
done.
Their home. I didn't mean necessarily trailer parks, but like a mobile home.
Yeah, for sure.
A motor home sitting out in Granville's parking lot.
That'd be pretty crazy.
That'd be crazy. I want to see, and I want to hear from you, and maybe you haven't seen them yet. Kennewick Hills is still not surprising us, but 9-0 right now.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Just the football team is kind of, from that success, just kind of morphing into basketball.
Yeah, if they don't want us to talk about Kennewick or Tri-Unity, then I guess they have to just not be good because, they're finding a way to be guy. I really didn't expect this from Kennewick basketball, but they have a couple good teams in that division. I saw Coopersville play too, and I think that's gonna be a really good matchup, just like it was in football.
Yeah.
When they meet a couple times this year. But no, I did cover Kennewick one time, and I'm actually going there again tonight too. Don't ask me who they play again. Jackson made this stuff last minute, but I will figure that out, and we will talk about it the next time we do this.
Yes.
But yeah, I am going to see because those are the teams that we want to see right now. So he usually just sends me like the name, and that's it. Yeah. So I'm gonna see Kennewick play tonight again as well. So the last time I saw them, they can shoot the 3-pointer, and that's what's making them as good as they are right now. So at least as far as I know. So it'll be exciting to see what they can do, and they haven't had a basketball program that's been good there for a long time. I think it was actually since before I even transferred to go to school over there. So yeah, it's cool to see them playing as well as they are right now. 9-0, it doesn't matter who you've played against. If you're 9-0 in high school basketball, you're definitely someone that's going to be competing. So it's good to see.
100%. And a quick apologies to East Kentwood. Great football season, and I kind of did not mention them in the OK Red, but they are 7-1 as well. Mike Thomas in his second year.
They've had some impressive wins too.
Yes, and they've been playing a lot of teams from the other side of the state. Obviously, a very tough schedule for East Kentwood. But Mike Thomas, had a few bumps in the road. I think his first year, but it looks like they're kind of finding their way this year.
Yeah, no doubt. They couple of games I've been able to watch them play. They have guys that can get up and down the floor pretty fast. They'll definitely beat you in transition, which I think is exactly how they want to do it. And they're quicker than most teams probably in our area.
Yep.
And they've had, like I said, they've had a schedule that's made them be battle tested to this point, playing teams from other parts of the state and getting the matchups that they know are going to make them better when it comes to the playoffs. So
Yep.
yeah, they're definitely a team to watch for, and I'm sure we're going to be watching them a lot more. I saw this weekend they're in a pretty big tournament at Hudsonville, I believe. I'm probably going to try to go out to that one if I can. So
another very athletic team is Muskegon. Some high flyers, a lot of athleticism. They have a freshman point guard this year who's really good, that can knock down the three. They just beat Ferndale the other day. That's another team that's kind of been going and playing against some of these East Side schools, and they've been playing very well. They haven't played a lot of games so far. I think they're 5-0 right now.
that's probably why, though.
But
because I think they're interested in playing teams that are a little bit better early on before they have to get into conference play. So.
Yep. But they're undefeated right now as well. South Christian's always good. They're 7-1 right now. Uni Christians kind of have a tough schedule. They're 4-2, but I think a lot of good basketball to be played here in the month of January.
No doubt. Yeah, I mean it's definitely some teams out there. Like Catholic Central is also one I want to mention. They're 3-3, but they have played a pretty tough schedule so far.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, I think a lot of these teams are going to even out how good they are in our area here very soon, because all these teams have had different scheduling and stuff like that. So you're going to find out who's the better teams when they play each other.
Yep.
A lot of these teams that we've mentioned, but it's all building right now. At the beginning of the season, when you see these early records, especially the teams that have had tougher schedules like East Kentwood.
Yep.
I think that's the one team that really sticks out in the radar for me when it comes to scheduling and the record that they have.
Yeah.
That's probably the teams you'll be watching for to make a deeper run when it comes later in the season. But right now, it's all about getting into the conference play and seeing who can win their conference. So.
Yep, definitely. Some of the top girls teams right now, obviously kind of feeding off the boys, like South Christian, who lost in the quarterfinals last year to West Catholic.
Yeah.
Coach Erica Brown's doing a great job with that team. They have so much talent. West Catholic, once again, 6-1. They lost in the state championship game last year. Wayland's 5-0 right now. Muskegon's obviously really good. Grand Haven's got a lot of size. I think the girls too are going to see
Rockford hasn't lost this year. I don't know if you can believe that.
Rockford hasn't lost?
No, they lost. They lost the game. It's crazy.
No, that's with Muskegon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they lost to Muskegon.
And Muskegon's had a couple of close games to them on that side in the past few years, and it's good to see them finally get a win. But I was just trying to make a joke because it just seems like Rockford it's impossible for them to lose in girls basketball. So it's
very true.
Yeah, no, they've been so dominant lately, but they definitely had their hands full with Muskegon.
Yeah, when you lose someone like in a Y-pitch, Miss Basketball.
Yeah.
But they just kind of reload.
Yeah, they do,
right?
no matter what.
That's just what.
I mean, what she did at the point guard position was definitely not something that's easy to replace. I think that they'll maybe they'll struggle a little bit here early on with that. But their record still is what it is for a reason. They're still dominant.
Yeah, Brad Wilson does a really good job over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us this week. We're going to try to do this every week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Obviously, we know that basketball this time of year is really big, especially in this West Michigan area. So we're going to continue to kind of, talk about local players and teams, and just kind of give you a little more of an inside view of what to come. So thanks for joining us. See you next week.